Oh my gosh. Hi, Don.
Hey, Amanda, how are you?
I'm good. It has been way too long. I'm so happy to see you. How's
Yeah.
everything going?
Well, yeah, I have been busy with a couple of conferences, but that was before the summer break. I actually did another conference last week, which was quite cool. But
Okay.
yeah, it has been too
You've been
long.
very busy,
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I was a bit too busy to doing the videos and stuff, but yeah, I
but
thought
we're
let's come back.
back.
Yeah, let's come back with something cool.
Yeah, so were telling me before we start recording that we're going to talk some AI, we're going to talk some WPF, Blazor Hybrid 24.2. What
Yep.
have you got for us today?
Yeah, all of that. So I'm gonna ask the AI now to do my thing, and then I'll be off, and you can tell it to do your thing as well, and you're up.
I don't want it to do my thing.
I'll tell him to shut up.
I'd like to
Oh,
keep
well.
doing it myself. Thanks, AI.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. But anyway, yeah. So we obviously, well, that was also because I've been to a lot of conferences in the last couple of months. It is obviously all about AI. So and as a matter of fact, the teams at DevExpress have been busy with, yeah, thinking about how we can put in some AI features into our technology.
Oh,
Um, and there have been already a couple of blog posts, which you can also see. One of them is on the screen right now. But there is a bunch of them, and these are typically a couple of things that we would introduce. And I mean, for us, it's almost as new as for any of you guys and girls. So yeah, we had to find a way to make it easy and accessible for you to deliver AI to your customers as well. So this is our first goal, and this is what I'm going to show you. So for this, it is important, as it already states, we have an early access preview available, and that is only available right now for our existing customers. So if you are a new customer interested in what this does, well, you have to wait for our official release to test it out for 30 days. But yeah,
oh,
this
I
is
see.
so this is just an inside preview for our existing
Current
customers.
customers. Got it.
Yeah. All right. So it says a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, this is a really nice article which describes a whole bunch of things, as you can see, but I thought it would be way cooler to show it live in action. So let's get away from this blog post. And before we start, we have to set up something in Microsoft Azure. And we start with this AI features just with a couple of providers. So one of them is that you'll be able to connect to Azure OpenAI. You're also able to connect to OpenAI itself. And we also have another service which is Ollama, and that is a local service. So you don't need the cloud to have AI features in there. But I mean, I just
Hmm.
want to show the cool features that we have, and it doesn't really matter on which platform you go. And you will also see that it is quite easy to switch over. But we're going to use Azure OpenAI for this. And yeah, if you have an Azure account and you log into the portal, you will already see the Azure OpenAI. If not, you can say create a new resource, and you'll get a search box here, and you can just type in Azure OpenAI, and then it will pop up as well. You see?
Nice. Yeah.
I have already set that up. So there is typically one thing which is quite important here, and that is you'll need two things for this, and that is the endpoint. Well, if you click, you'll get the endpoint, and you'll need the key as well, or one of them. Um, and you need to use that in the configuration. So I will leave that secret for all of you because these are my keys, but you will get other
Yes. Do not
keys.
share your keys.
Yeah. So I'll leave that as it is. All right. So now I have created a couple of demos and we'll go over that. So the first one is I'm going to show you, and there is a blog post on this one as well, which is the report viewer. And this is a Blazor demo. So let me put this one as start a project. And we'll start with something simple here. This little Blazor application will show our native report viewer. And in this case, let's take a quick look at this report. This report is holding a number of products with some descriptions and some other stuff. It's not really exciting, but it is more about the idea. And in this case, we don't see any particular AI features here. So how can we put that on? Well, if I go back to my demo and I go to the configuration of my application here in the program CS file, as you can see, I have commented out a couple of lines of code, and I did that on purpose. So
Okay.
let me turn this on, and let's go over this pretty quickly. So what you'll see is that once you have our 24.1 release installed and configured, you'll have this extension method at DevExpress AI. And this is typically where the magic happens. Because what we'll do, we'll configure a number of things here. So in this case, we are using the Azure OpenAI client. We'll register a couple of things here, like the chat client OpenAI service, as well as the OpenAI assistance. And then the last thing, we'll configure a number of things on the Blazor reporting AI integration here. And as you can see, one of the things is we can configure a bunch of languages. And this is typically all that is needed to use AI functions in the report viewer. So if I now run the application again, okay, if I now go back to the report viewer, what we'll see is there is an extra icon on the right side, right here. And it says
Oh,
AI operations. So just by configuring that services in the program file, we now have these EI operations. So if I would now, let's zoom it in a bit. If I would now click that, there is this AI operations box popping out. And we can now do a couple of things here. So I could say I want the document, so this report is going to be analyzed by AI. And I could, for instance, say I want to have it translated, in this case in Dutch. Well, let's see what happens if I do that. It will now analyze the document and it will now give me, and I can assure you, because I'm native Dutch, I can assure you that the stuff that is here is actually the
is
same.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Well,
know.
yeah, so
I trust you, John.
you might think, well, here is for instance brood, which is bread, and that's something right here.
Brote?
It's number 5, and it's a bit small. So let's, if I zoom it in, there is something with bread, number 5. Yeah, you see bread.
Mm-hmm.
Bread is brood. Well, well.
Cool.
Anyway, is your Amanda, is your French any better? I mean,
um, no.
maybe Spanish. You want
Sí,
to do Spanish? Sí. ¿Cómo está?
sí.
Yeah.
Y
Okay.
Italiano.
Whatever else
I
you
mean, I
want.
just visited Italy, so I have some of that on my mind.
I'm not in charge of the results, but yeah, so I can now translate the document again into Spanish. So my Spanish is pretty much non-existent, so you'll have to correct me if
Oh yeah, Postgres, Panas. Yeah. All right. So obviously it can translate in different languages. Is that all that it can do with this report, or is there more?
No, not really, because you might have noticed that other button here, which is summarize. Let's put it back into English so it's a bit easier for all of us here. I can also have this report analyzed by AI, and it will give me a summary of what is in this report, which is obviously a bit more of a, yeah, a good thing. So now you don't need to go through the entire report, but you can just summarize it and read the summary right here. So
Hmm.
the report categorizes various food items, beverages included, blah 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 blah. So this is another thing that's being analyzed by AI, and it will give a summary.
Okay.
So yeah, this is one of the out of the box things that we have for reporting. But let's take it up to another example because we've got more. Obviously, what is the first thing that you think, Amanda, if you think about AI, Chat, GPT, that kind of stuff? What is the first thing that you think about? Yeah, okay. What is
The
it?
first thing I think of is having to answer questions like, "What do I think of when I
Yeah,
use
exactly.
ChatGPT?"
Exactly. Well, we have that as well. Let's go to another demo here, and I have a couple of features in this demo. And one of the things I'll point out from the start is this, again, this is a Blazor application. And what we'll see here is a similar configuration section. So with the add DevExpress AI, with those that endpoints you see and the
Hmm.
AI key. But now, yeah, we are configuring a couple of other things. Basically, only the chat client and the AI assistants, but the reporting section is left out on this config because we're not doing anything with reporting right now. But typically we configure it again, and now we are going to check out one of the components here, and that is the chat.razor. And this is also one of the things that is coming up in our new release. This is a new Blazor component, which is our DxAI Chat. And there is a whole bunch of features possible, but this is the most simple form. So let's run this application. All right. So Amanda, you popped up that question. What was it again?
Okay, my my question, which feels very meta, is why should I use ChatGPT?
Okay, let's ask. Why should I use Chat GPT? So this is our chat component from DevExpress, and it is now actually answering your question.
Hmm, can
So
help me generate ideas.
yeah, absolutely. But I mean, this is typically what you see here. I mean, we have a whole bunch of things how you can style these results and what you can do with the results, etc., etc. But I mean, this is obviously nice, but it would obviously be way cooler if you can chat about your own data, right?
Mm, yeah.
That's the way that we want to do this. So we have thought about that as well. Let's head back to the code, and what we have is a small PDF file. That PDF file, let me see if I can open that. Open the containing folder. And then I will open a PDF file so you can see what's in there. It's actually a restaurant menu, as the name implies. So let's open that up. And it will show us a menu of a
Mm, New York
restaurant.
Steakhouse.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry. So, yeah, just remember this is a PDF file, which is our own PDF file. It is not available online anywhere, so AI has not taken a look at it yet, but it will. And so what we've done now is one of the other demos that is in this project is the chat assistant. Let me open that one. And let's first explain what it does. So we can access this page by going to the assistant URL. But what we do here in the uninitialized is that we configure the chat to use some local data. And we do that by getting that PDF file out of the assembly. But this could be a local file as well. I mean, this is just like the PDF is embedded in the assembly, which is a bit technical. But anyway, we are accessing this file as if it is local.
Okay.
And we could have like a whole folder with files, or we could have like a database, or we could have local data that we are binding to this chat assistant. And this is actually quite an interesting feature, because if I go back to my little chat demo here and I'll go to the assistant, we'll get a similar page. Let's see where it pops up. We'll have a similar chat page, but now we have attached local data to this chat bot, basically.
Okay.
So let's ask this chat something like, is there any on the menu? And it says, yes, there are chicken dishes on the menu. The first one is the chicken breast. So let me pull this one out.
There's Alice Springs chicken on this
We'll have
menu.
like two things on one page. That would be a bit cooler. This can go, and here we have the menu. Yeah, so it says it has chicken breast, and I can see that it has chicken breast. You see?
Mm-hmm.
It's an 8-ounce bonus, blah, blah, blah. It also has
Chicken
chicken.
Parmigiana.
Yeah, you've been to Italy, so you know how this tastes, right?
Yes, but I also number 3 is an Alice Springs chicken, which is an Outback Steakhouse specialty, by the way.
Aha. So I could also ask, and so this is getting quite interesting, because it has now analyzed my local data. So I could also say, is there any seafood? And again, it will analyze the local data as well. And yes, there is. And as you can see, it is now actually going to a grilled salmon. What's this?
What is baked scrod?
Yeah, well, apparently it's seafood, because AI said so. But anyway,
Hmm.
so this is actually getting more interesting, because now it has analyzed that PDF file that was just random here somewhere, and I can ask all kinds of questions about it.
Yeah.
And the only thing that we basically did was use that chat bot, that chat component that we have, together with like the local PDF file. Um, and yeah, I'm more like a steak kind of person. So,
That's right.
do you have any steaks? Ah, Let me see if it is really clever. Do you have any good steaks?
Hmm.
See if it's a bit marketing oriented as well, because like the waiter would say, all of our steaks are good.
Which is your
Uh,
favorite?
yes, the mayo has several steak options as well. So this is getting quite interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can imagine that if you want to offer your clients these kind of features, it is not too difficult to, yeah, have the model use your own data instead of the Google results or whatever results it finds online, basically.
But I mean, ultimately, like obviously I could glance at this menu on my own and
Of
see this
course,
stuff. But this would be, I mean, a bigger document that this
it
would be
could be
beneficial to, and a ton of data that would be beneficial to have
exactly, yeah. I mean,
this
this is just
chatbot go through it versus me.
yeah, this is just obviously a simple example, but it will show you the power of yeah accessing your own data with this. So chatting to your own data basically.
Right.
And I mean, the document is just one document, so we can cross-reference easily if it is lying or not. Huh? But it does show exactly what it should. But yeah, you can imagine that if you have like 1,000 documents or like a PDF which has like 500 pages or whatever, it can go through that as well. Or if you have a data set that you want to have exposed or made available, then you can actually ask questions about your own database, which is quite cool, I think.
Yeah, agree.
So yeah, this is one of the very very cool features, I think at least. And yeah, you could make like combinations. I mean, this is now working with a PDF file, but you can imagine that you can also run a report in the demo that we just did before with the summary, etc. But you can, yeah, programmatically connect that run report through this service as well. And you can ask questions, all kinds of questions about that report. So that gives you quite some power to go with, that you can offer to your customers.
Cool.
Right. But we have been talking about other technologies as Blazor as well. So let's see how we can do this in WPF. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. WPF in the house.
Yeah, there is still. Well, we can do the same on WinForms as well. But I thought let's do one, and we can do it in Maui as well. But let's do the WPF one. So here, what I've done is uh, I'm using Blazor Hybrid. So this project references that same demo that I just showed. And yeah, there's a couple of small things different, but in essence, it will still use the Blazor chat component inside a WPF application. So let's set this up as to start a project. And here is our WPF application. In this case, this is just the simple demo, so without the menu, but you can use the same features as I've just been showing you. So I can now ask, what is DevExpress? And what you see on top, so the bottom box is actually a WPF control with the WPF button on the right side. But the results, that is the Blazor hybrid
Hmm.
component.
So it's got a different look and feel to it there.
And the cool thing with this approach is obviously that you can reuse this Blazor setup that you already did, and you can just hook that up in your WPF application. And yeah, if you want to know how this has been done, I mean, these examples are available on GitHub, so you can just download them and check them out yourself. And let's see what I had. There is one other thing that I'd like to show. So again, this is a bit of another demo. Let me maximize this. This is actually dealing with our HTML editor and our rich editor in Blazor.
Okay.
So this is also something which, as long as you have configured it in the program CS file, the whole at DevExpress AI services and so on, it's the same as the other ones. If you have set that up, you can now, by right click, have this AI submenu here. And this is obviously also quite nice. So I could say, suppose I have a very big document and I want to have a summary of it. I can just click here and it will now give me a summary. I mean, the document itself is not already. Hey,
Yeah, the summary is longer
it
than
looks
the
bigger,
actual.
but this font is also a bit bigger. But anyway, yeah, I could also say I want to translate it, huh? But I mean, this is typically translating quite natural. So, how is your Chinese?
Not great.
Yeah, I could just order food, but that's about it. Yeah, well, I guess it looks okay, right?
Well,
No,
uh, yeah, can't really. I
is
mean,
there
I
any
can't
mistake on the?
proofread that.
Yeah, I think it's good. But anyway, so this is another
But Don,
feature.
can you add language? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back. Let's go to the code and show a couple of things here because there is actually you can have a couple of options. So first thing is in the program CS file we have configured these DevExpress AI services again. But then if I go to the rich editor, so the Blazor component containing our DX rich edit, what you'll see here is there is additional settings here.
uh,
And here, and this is also new, so here we have a number of AI settings that you can turn on or off. And in this case, we have German, French, Chinese. I can probably change it to Japanese, I guess.
oh, I
And
see. Okay.
oh, you have been to Italy, so
Hmm.
you can check that up. And that is typically the only thing that you will need to do to get this AI features in the rich editor and the HTML editor. And obviously, a couple of things which are also interesting is that you can change the tone of the document. So maybe you've written a letter and it's not quite as formal as you wanted it to be, or it is a bit too formal. You can use AI to change the tone of this document. So you
To
can make it,
change the tone.
yeah, yeah. So maybe you need to write a letter to your lawyer or to some lawyer, and it needs to be very official, etc. Then you can just type whatever you want to tell him, and then you can go to change the tone to like formal, and then it will change the document into a more formal notation of what you have been written.
Hmm.
Or maybe you thought, oh, that lawyer that I'm going to read it to is actually my mother, so it shouldn't be that formal. So you can change it into like a more like a casual style of writing. You know,
Oh,
that is also one of the cool features that comes with AI. So if I run this again, you can actually see that the demo text is not really that great, I guess, for this tone. But it is one of the things which is, yeah, also quite cool with the whole AI thing. And then obviously shorten or expand or proofread, or explain it. Maybe you don't get it and you want it to be more accessible or something. So here we go back. Yeah, if I go now to this, yeah, again, this document is probably not the best document to change the tone. So you can change it to professional or casual,
let's
straightforward.
do friendly.
You want to do friendly?
Hmm.
Uh, just, just, just put in a couple of please.
Is a handy tool.
Yeah. So now it has made it a bit more friendly, and it has become a bit longer as well. Uh, Typically, so,
Well, you
but
always say more when you're friendly.
yeah. Well, I guess that depends. If you're trying to lie, then you'll probably make it more longer.
Embellishing is what we prefer.
So yeah, that was typically what I wanted to show, and this is what you can expect in our upcoming 24.2 release. Um,
Awesome.
yeah,
24.2 is fast approaching,
absolutely, absolutely, and
sometime near the end of the year. Very
yep,
vague timing. That was cool, Don.
yeah,
Thanks
thanks,
for
yeah,
showing us.
yeah, and for all our existing customers, I mean, download it and check it out, and also let us know if there's something like, huh, this is weird or this is not working or whatever. Let us know so we can take a look at it and address it.
Right, so that feature is currently in an EAP or
Yeah,
okay.
and
All
I would
right, so
expect the
yeah, let
alpha
us know what you
version.
think.
Yeah, I would expect the alpha version not to take too long anymore. So maybe some more, or maybe some better features. I don't know, but yeah, keep an eye on the site.
All right, all right. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Don, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Absolutely. Bye bye.